is Izzy from Soda Collects, and welcome back to my channel. Today is currently September 1st, and I will be doing my mid-year manga collection tour. And I know I haven't uploaded since April, so just bear with me and thank you for your patience. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off at the very top, we have my box sets. We have all 74 volumes of Bleach, and then Tokyo Ghoul, which I keep on the shelf with the first series and the Funko Pops. Tokyo Ghoul specifically is a very special series to me, as it was my first manga that I ever collected and what got me into this collection. I highly recommend it, and I think it's a series that everyone should experience at least once. Moving on, we have my Rei figure from Evangelion and my Asuka figure from Evangelion as well. We have The Flowers of Evil by Shuzo Oshimi complete, Downfall Solonin, Goodnight Pun Pun, and then Not Simple and the Evangelion in the Viz-Big editions. In terms of organization and how I organize things in my collection, I just purely base things off of where they shall fit and the vibe that I'm feeling. These are all, I would say, more mature series, and that's why they're together, and they're also the oversized trim, so they just fit perfectly together, as well as the very colorful spines. So that's this shelf, and then moving down we have my Tatsuki Fujimoto / Jujutsu Kaisen, and then Miscellaneous. So first off, we have Hellsing in the first printings, volumes 1 through 9. The series completes at 10 volumes, and 10th volume is super rare, so I'm just waiting for it to be reprinted. Behind Hellsing, we have volumes 0 through 22 of Jujutsu Kaisen, which is not caught up because 23 just recently released in English. We have one of my only Funko Pops aside from the Tokyo Ghoul ones, which is Gojo, Hollow Purple, and then we have a Yuji Noodle Stopper with the Maki cover being shown. Over here we have Chainsaw Man Part 1 with Fujimoto short stories, volumes 1 and 2 here, a Chainsaw Man figure with Makima, and then right here behind this Denji card, I have Jujutsu Kaisen's character book in Japanese, and then I have the badge with Denji and Pochita on it. I have recently purchased volumes 12 and 13 of Chainsaw Man, getting back into it. I initially read it when it was first releasing, I guess, sort of bi-weekly, but I sort of fell off the series, but now I want to get back into it and just see what the hype is about. Moving along, we have my sort of romance shelf, mainly dedicated to the mangaka Io Sakisaka with her works such as Aoharu Ride, Love Me Not, and Sakura Saku. Behind here is nothing, I just wanted to display this cover. So we have Aoharu Ride complete, Love Me Not complete, and then over here Your Lie in April, which is one of my favorite series, complete. This is the final 11th volume, and this is what that shelf looks like. Moving down, we have one of my personal favorite shelves, which is Slam Dunk, volumes 1 through 30 complete. And then we have this little Sakuragi Hanamichi acrylic stand. And then over here we have Paradise Kiss in the singles. And then right next to Paradise Kiss, we have the same author, Ayazawa, and then her most prolific and famous work, Nana. I have read about half of Nana, and I just sort of need a break from it. It's a really good series, but it can be very heavy and very real at times. That's all I'm going to say. But here we have, I guess, sort of Nana-inspired bracelets that someone gifted to me. And that's that shelf. Over here we have my Miscellaneous series. We have Kaguya-sama Love is 4 Volume 1, and then 1 through 8 of Black Clover, and then some miscellaneous volumes afterwards. Black Clover has been one of my recent favorite reads. I started reading this in July of this year, and I have just been absolutely captivated by it. I love the story, I love how immersed I feel and how lived in the world feels, I guess I should say. I recently ordered volumes 9 and 10, and I'm super excited to continue this series. It is easily one of my favorite recent reads. and it just reminds me so much of series like Soul Eater and Bleach, and it just has its own unique spin on magic, and I think everyone should read Black Clover. Beside that, we have some random volumes of D. Gray Man. I recently bought volumes 2 through 6, so I'm looking to complete at least the first 7 volumes and then give it a read through. I haven't heard anything about this series. I've just heard through word of mouth that this is a very classic shonen gem that everyone should at least experience once. And speaking of classics, right beside D. Gray Man, we have Yu Yu Hakusho Volume 1. I'm looking for this series. It has sort of been... I'm currently looking and trying to collect this series, but it's been sort of difficult to find in stores and in stock online. So one day I hope to have this entire series and hopefully have them all with the new matching logo so it's not mixed matched. Right beside that, we have volumes 6 through 16 of The Promised Neverland, which was a very recent pickup. I got all of these volumes for only $30 on eBay, so I think I got a very great deal on these. I have seen season 1 and I've read up to volume 6, but that was about 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm looking forward to getting back into this series. And so far, this cover has been my favorite just to look at. I want to put it on display, but maybe another time. And then beside The Promised Neverland, I have Oshinoko Volume 1 and Case Study Vanitas Volume 1 as well. I'm not looking to continue collecting this series, but I just have them for memorabilia. I mean, I love Oshinoko's anime, and then art on Case Study Vanitas is just very pretty. Moving down here, we have another miscellaneous shelf of just series I'm currently trying to collect, and they are in the oversized trim. So over here we have Clamp's series, Clover in the complete omnibus edition that was released by Dark Horse. Beside Clover, I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Fruits Basket. I absolutely love Fruits Basket's anime, but I have yet to read the manga, so hopefully one day I'll collect this entire series and then give it a read through, but I already know I'm going to enjoy it, just how much I love the anime. And below Fruits Basket, I have Blue Lock 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, just some like miscellaneous volumes. I've read Blue Lock online, I've watched the anime, and I've seriously enjoyed it through and through. I would definitely say that so far this is my favorite sports manga, but I would put Slam Dunk ahead of it just because it is still an ongoing series. But Blue Lock fans or fans of sports anime, or just like people who are looking for a new show in general, I think everyone should give Blue Lock a try. It is seriously one of the best that are currently airing and currently releasing weekly. Beside that, we have Chojin X from the same creator as Tokyo Ghoul. I read this series about 3 years ago, first 3 volumes, and I haven't gotten back to it. So my opinions on this series, I couldn't give a proper one just because it's been so long, but I'm looking forward to rereading this. I have my bookmark in it already. I just have been sort of lagging it, so hopefully within the next month I'll be able to finally reread Chojin X and give proper opinions on it. Beside Chojin X, we have one of my favorite series of all time, and you'll hear that a lot, but this one definitely is my favorite, or like one of my favorite series of all time. We have Tokyo Avengers. If you know, you know. Pretty sure everyone knows about Tokyo Avengers, but here it is. I read this online already, so I'm looking to like slowly continue collecting it, but for now we just have volumes 1 through 8 in omnibus editions. And then moving my REM prize figure out of the way, Dorohedoro, Boys Abyss, Death Note short stories, Happiness Solo Leveling, and a random volume of the Rent-A-Girlfriend spin-off. I've read Happiness Online, another work by Shuzo Oshimi, and then I've read Solo Leveling online as well, about like 2 times. I really do want to collect this series, but I can't merit spending $20 on a volume, so for now, we just have volume 1 of Solo Leveling. Boys Abyss, I've read it online. This series is absolutely diabolical. This is probably one of the worst and most uncomfortable series I've ever read, but I absolutely love it. It is, I guess I would say it is just an absolute train wreck of a series and a dumpster fire, but it is just so compelling that you just want to keep on reading, keep on going. It's so interesting. Definitely one of my favorite recent reads of the last year. And then beside that, we have Dorohedoro, which I've read volume 1, and then I've seen a little bit of the anime, but not enough to know like that I'm going to enjoy this series. But just from word of mouth, I know that I will probably enjoy it. But also the volumes are kind of expensive at $16.99, so that's why I haven't continued the series, but maybe one day. Moving over to the shelf beside that, we have my completed series. So let's just move this Hatsune Miku price figure out of the way. We have Wotakoi volumes 1 through 6 with the Barnes & Noble's exclusive cover. I really wish I got the Kinokuniya exclusive cover, but unfortunately I did not. Wotakoi, easily just one of the best office romance or like romance manga featuring adults. It's a really good series, and I just feel like it's super heartwarming and anyone can relate to it, or anyone at least who enjoys anime and manga could seriously find comfort and joy within this series. Beside that, we have another series by Inio Asano, who's the creator of Goodnight Pun Pun, The Gray Man. Beside that, we have another work by Inio Asano, the same creator as Goodnight Pun Pun, Dead Dead Demons, Destruction, volumes 1 through 12 complete. It's a pretty good series. I would definitely say that I enjoyed Goodnight Pun Pun more, but this is definitely a very wholesome slice of life series. Beside that, we have probably my favorite one-shot in my collection, Satoshi Kon's Opus. And beside that, we have A Sign of Affection in the omnibus editions, volumes 1 through 6, and that's up to date. I'm currently waiting for Omnibus 3 to be announced for pre-order. Below that, we have volumes 1 through 9 of 20th Century Boys, and then volumes 1 through 6 of Death Note in the Black editions complete. 20th Century Boys is not complete, and I haven't read it. Currently on volume 1, so I will give my thoughts about that whenever I do eventually get to it. Down below, we have Uzumaki, Gyo, Tomie, and Black Paradox. These are the only Junji Ito manga that I have in my collection. I do have No Longer Human by Junji Ito, but that is on a different shelf. So for now, these are the only ones that I have, and between all of them, I would definitely say that Gyo was probably my favorite just because it was funny. And then beside that, we have Soul Eater 1 through 12 in the Perfect editions, currently on volume 6. Super great series, super stylistic. I'd say it's one of the most unique manga that I've read, and it's just very immersive and it really brings you into the story super easily. And lastly, on the bottom of this shelf, we have my Vertical Comics manga, A Girl on the Shore. Would not recommend at all. Do not read this manga. And then Blood on the Tracks volumes 1 through 7, which I read the entirety of the series online, all 17 volumes, but currently just own volumes 1 through 7. Maybe one day I will collect the rest of the series, but it is not my highest priority. Also, as a side note, before I forget later, I also have volumes 1 through 27 of Full Metal Alchemist in the box set. Over here on this white shelf, I have Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind in the box set, as well as Berserk in the deluxe editions, some miscellaneous volumes. I've read all of Berserk online up to the Fantasia arc, which I did end up reading physically in these 3 deluxe editions, 12 through 14. And then right beside that, I have Heartstopper volumes 1 through 5 and Unordinary. These 2 are both webtoons, and I just keep them separate from my manga. Moving up this white shelf, we have No Longer Human by Junji Ito, which is the manga version, and then right here we have No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai, which is the novel version. We just have a bunch of miscellaneous series on this shelf. These are all John Green books, Percy Jackson. These are all Osman books, the creator of Heartstopper. Up here we have more miscellaneous series such as Twilight, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then Battle Royale, which was probably one of my most intriguing reads of 2024 so far. And then up here we have all my hardcovers, specifically The Heroes of Olympus, another copy of The Fault in Our Stars, and then my Avatar Kyoshi books. And lastly, up at the top, we have Vinland Saga 1 through 6. I do not plan on collecting these in the deluxe editions. I honestly prefer these versions. And then we have book 5 being shown with Thorfinn on the front cover. Vinland Saga to me is easily one of the best written pieces of work within my personal home library. I would even rank this above Berserk and other contemporaries because there's just so much character development. It is character studies, character driven. From a young age, we see Thorfinn get ripped away from his family, get his father taken away, and he's a child at such a young age being forced into war, forced into this violent lifestyle, and he goes from that to becoming, an empty person, a slave, someone who, lives for other people, and he sets himself free. He has a new mindset, a new goal to become a true warrior like his father taught him when he was younger, to become someone with no enemies, and it's awe-inspiring. It is a beautiful series. It's beautifully told. It's well-paced, and it's not just Thorfinn. The entire cast of characters is wonderfully written. I really think that Vinland Saga should belong in everyone's collection. Moving down to our final shelf, which is right beside my desk, so please excuse the poor cable management. We have Volume 1 of Vagabond in the Viz Big editions, and then 1 through 6 of Parasite in the full color editions. These are just absolutely beautiful. Some of the most beautiful releases in my entire collection, right beside the Berserk Deluxe editions and the Soul Eater Perfect editions. These are great. I love them so much, and the story is amazing as well. Down below that, we have my Given Shrine 1 through 9 complete. This one just came out about, I think it was a month ago now, but now that I have this in my collection, it's complete. My acrylic standee for it. Absolutely love Given. It is amazing. It is drama filled, it is heavy, but it just does everything super, super well. And below that, finally, we have Legal Drug by Clamp complete. The Two Lions and Boy Meets Maria, which are both one-shots, and then Our Dreams at Dusk, which is a short series about, I guess, finding yourself, LGBTQ representation. Really good series. I remember reading it about 2 years ago, and I would say that it still holds up. Beside that, we have one of my recent pickups, and one that is very intriguing and honestly surprised me. It is a shoujo series titled My Girlfriend's Child. I believe it is complete in Japan, but is slowly releasing in America. Thank you, 7 Seas, for picking up this series, because it is honestly just really beautiful. It is about teen pregnancy and, how that sort of, tears families apart, brings other relationships closer, and it shows how difficult teen pregnancy could be, but how it could possibly work out. It honestly is a really tear-jerking series with every single chapter. I cannot wait to read more of it. And lastly, for this portion of the video, we will be welcomed by Suguru and Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen, along with my A Silent Voice box set. This was my first box set in my collection and still holds a very special place to my series. The movie, absolutely amazing. And that is my entire collection. That is about roughly over 500 volumes of manga and books. And I would just like to say thank you for your patience and for watching it through the entire video. Please comment your favorite part of the video and leave a like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.